Beneath the ordinary world lies a veil, and behind it, the voices of the lost still whisper.
We are your guides into the shadows, where true crime meets the paranormal.
From chilling crimes to haunted histories, we uncover the stories that refuse to rest.
This is Veil of Echoes. It's getting late. The kind of late where everything feels quieter than it should. A college campus, mostly empty now. Just a few lights still on. You're walking alone, not nervous, not rushing, just trying to get back. And then you realize you're not the only one out here. You hear someone behind you. Not close enough to panic, but close enough to notice. He doesn't look dangerous. Clean, put together. The kind of person you wouldn't think twice about. And when he speaks, his voice is calm, polite, almost reassuring. He asks for help. And in that moment, there's no reason to say no. No warning. No instinct telling you something is wrong. But years later, people would look back at moments like this and realize this was the moment. The moment they trusted him.
This is episode 54, The Ted Bundy Case.
Part 1.
Welcome back to Veil of Echoes, the podcast where true crime meets the unexplained and where some stories don't begin with violence, they begin with access.
Each week, we step into cases that unsettle us, crimes that don't always make sense, and people who aren't always what they seem.
We look at the timeline, the evidence, and the psychology behind what happened, and how something like this goes unnoticed.
We're your host. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Bria. This episode includes discussions of abduction, animal abuse, violence, and murder. Some details may be disturbing. Listener discretion is advised.
If you choose to follow the show or leave a review, it helps these stories reach further.
And it helps us continue telling them.
And we really appreciate it.
To understand what happened in this case, we have to go back to the early 1970s, Washington State. A place where life felt normal, predictable, safe.
And in that environment, there was someone moving through everyday life who didn't stand out. Not in a way that raised concern, and not in a way that made people look twice.
And that's exactly why he was dangerous.
Ted Bundy, a college student, studying psychology, working toward a future that, on the surface, looked stable.
He volunteered, worked in political campaigns, spent time around people who trusted him.
And that trust was never accidental.
I mean, I'm not an animal and I'm not crazy. I'm a split personality. I mean, I'm just a normal individual.
That's the voice people believed. Not forced, not aggressive, just normal.
There was nothing outwardly alarming about him. No immediate red flags. No moment that would make someone step back and think, something is wrong.
He knew how to speak, how to present himself, and how to mirror the expectations of the people around him.
He didn't need to overpower anyone. He just needed to be trusted.
And when you look back at where he came from, there are details that feel important, details that stand out. In hindsight.
Ted Bundy was born in 1946 as Theodore Robert Cowell to a young unmarried mother, Louise Cowell, at a time when that alone carried stigma.
For the first years of his life, he was raised believing his mother was his sister and his grandparents were his parents.
Eventually, his mother, Louise Cowell, moved to Washington, where she met and married a man named Johnny Culpepper Bundy, a cook, a stepfather who would give him something else.
A new name. Theodore Robert Cowell became Theodore Robert Bundy.
Yeah, so when he was a kid, because back in the day, out of wedlock. Yeah. So his grandparents made him think that they were his real parents, so he wouldn't know.
That's fucked up.
I know. I think
that started it all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he grew up thinking his mom was his sister.
Yes. Yeah.
That don't help.
So
I wonder why he didn't trust people.
Right. So, but yeah, that's what that was. Not just a change in name, a shift in identity. Something rewritten before anyone realized what it would become.
That truth about his origins was never simple. By the time pieces of it surfaced, his sense of identity had already been shaped by something unstable.
His grandfather, Samuel Cowell, was described as volatile, unpredictable. There were reports of violent outbursts, cruelty towards animals, a household environment that wasn't stable.
His grandmother, Eleanor Louise Cowell, was present, but often described as submissive, part of a dynamic that didn't challenge that instability.
There were also rumors that his grandfather, Samuel Cowell, may have been his biological father, but those claims were never proven.
And in later years, DNA testing would not support that theory.
Another name was suggested, Lloyd Marshall, a man who served in the Air Force, but even that was never fully verified.
I think there was another name, too.
Where are they from, Virginia?
He was born in Vermont.
Oh.
But his mom, his biological mom, claimed that she met a war veteran named Jack Worthington, who abandoned her soon after she was pregnant. But Louise's younger sister, Audrey, described him as a nice, reputable person who nevertheless refused to pay child support. But then on the birth certificate, apparently assigns paternity to a salesman and United States Air Force veteran named Lloyd Marshall. And then census records reveal that several men by the name of John Worthington and Lloyd Marshall lived near Louise when Bundy was conceived. Ooh. So yeah, we don't know who the real father is.
Yeah, leaves a lot of open suggestion.
Yeah.
Because the birth certificate says one thing, but nothing's been fully verified.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your daddy, boy?
Who's your daddy?
Yeah.
Who's your daddy?
What is clear is that the truth about where he came from was uncertain and never stable.
As he got older, there were small things, stories that surfaced later, about secrecy, about control.
Some of those accounts came from people who knew him as a child. Stories shared years after the fact. One described an incident where his aunt, Julia Cowell, woke up from a nap to find knives placed around her while she slept. And nearby, a 3-year-old Ted Bundy standing at the edge of the bed, watching, smiling.
Like little Chucky.
3 years old.
Ugh, yeah.
Jensen's only 2. He's got time.
The fuck? Birth control 101.
Mm-hmm. Other accounts described him as a mean-spirited, someone who seemed to take interest in fear and control.
There were claims of cruelty towards animals, of where he hung a stray cat on a clothesline and set it on fire with lighter fluid. I want to hang him from a clothesline and douse him with gasoline and use a fucking blowtorch and watch as his skin melts off of his damn body. But no, can't do that because the fucker's already dead. There were also stories of him luring younger children into the woods, not to harm them physically, but to frighten them and to watch their reaction.
Yeah, it says he would take the younger children from the neighborhood into the woods, force them to strip, and proceed to terrorize them. They said you would hear them screaming for blocks. I mean, no matter where we were, we could hear them screaming. Bundy reportedly built makeshift punji traps around his Tacoma neighborhood, injuring at least one girl.
Fucker.
Was that like where like a tiger pit?
Yes, that's what it is.
They dig the hole and put like spikes and stuff at the bottom of it and cover it
that's
with
what
leaves.
It is.
So
that's right. Yeah.
I'll say the name sounds familiar, but yeah, when you said trap, that's what it made me. I was like,
yeah, he like used sharp sticks and stuff. And this girl, like, it ended up cutting her leg pretty bad.
Well, yeah, I bet, because I mean, they're usually. I mean, I don't imagine him being that young dug it too deep, but any fall into that unexpectedly is going to cause harm.
He was just a little shit when he was young.
He's just a shit to the end.
Oh yeah.
As he moved into adolescence, those patterns didn't disappear. They evolved.
There were reports of him watching people, not interacting, but observing and waiting.
Peering through windows, looking for moments that weren't meant to be seen. So watching women undress.
I mean, how old were his victims? I mean, college students, right? But weren't some of them like 16? Because, I mean, they were just...
I think the youngest, 12. I'm sorry.
That's
12.
still younger than I thought, but Jesus Christ.
Kimberly Leach, age 12, was the youngest.
No age is acceptable, but man.
Serial killer Ted Bundy.
She was the last victim?
Yeah. Final known victim.
Until the one that just came out?
She was only in 7th grade. And she was kidnapped from her school. But we'll get into all that later.
Oof, my stomach just went...
It's a dick.
Yeah, it made me sick. It's just weird that we're doing him and Slender Man. It kind of reminds me that he's Slender Man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it said mostly teenagers saw him, and then I thought a majority of his victims were like 16 and under.
Yeah, a majority of them were like college girls and teenagers, yeah.
Okay. Right. I mean, you were always a piece of shit, but 12 years old. He later admitted to moving through neighborhoods at night, searching for something to watch.
His accounts of this time were always consistent. Sometimes he denied it. Other times, he described it in detail.
Yeah, I think he was just an asshole who liked to play mind games, too.
Fucking stupid ass motherfucker.
You couldn't really believe everything he said, either. He was a obviously.
This makes me think of that kid, too. Can I show you what I did?
Yeah.
A human head and hands.
Well, the way he started making the noises, mimicking the noises he supposedly made while murdering the man, I'm like, you should have kicked him in the face right there. What the fuck?
I would have murdered him right there myself.
I know, like, I was scared for my life. He started growling on the ground while reenacting what he did. I thought he was going into some kind of blackout.
It was Brian Cohey.
Brian's or not
Brian.
to be trusted?
Yeah. Sorry.
No Brian
Fucking
Kohlberger,
Brian.
no Brian Cohey, no...
Brian
I was about to
Laundrie.
say,
No Brian Laundrie.
Don't trust...
no Brian Griffin.
No Brian's.
Which makes one thing clear. He wasn't just hiding behavior. He was shaping a version of himself, depending on who was listening.
There were also signs of something else. A growing fixation on identity.
Psychologists would later suggest he fantasized about becoming someone different. Someone important. Someone admired.
Yeah, I think at one point he wanted to be the president. Could you imagine?
Well,
Yeah.
He would have had his own Bundy Island. There would have not have been a need for Epstein.
I was about to say there wouldn't be no Epstein
He would
Island. It would
come
be
to
Bundy's
Come to
Bundy land.
Come to Bundy's.
Like
It's like Bucky's, but everyone's under.
Can you imagine that poor stepdad, though, and taking his last name? Not just living his life, but rewriting it.
In 1967, he entered a relationship with a woman named Diane.
she was confident, accomplished, everything he wanted to be associated with.
And when she ended that relationship, it affected him deeply.
He would later describe her as the only woman he had ever truly loved.
But years later, he would re-enter her life. Different. More controlled.
Only to leave her again, without explanation.
Not out of emotion, but to prove he could.
There are details in his early life that feel significant, but none of them are enough.
Plenty of people experience instability, confusion, difficult environments.
They don't become this.
By the time he reached adulthood, whatever existed beneath the surface was no longer visible.
What people saw was someone capable, educated, and approachable.
Someone who could walk into a room and belong there.
And nothing about him would have warned you. Nothing that would have made you step back. Nothing that would have made you say no. Not in time.
By 1974, something had already begun. Not suddenly, not all at once, but quietly.
Shortly after midnight, on January 4th, 1974, an 18-year-old college student was attacked inside her basement apartment in Seattle's University District. Her name was Karen Sparks. A student, a dancer, someone asleep in her own home.
He broke in while she slept and attacked her with a metal rod taken from her own bed frame.
She was beaten and severely assaulted, left unconscious with devastating internal injuries.
Yeah, I think he, with the rod, he, went through her, it ripped through her bladder and everything. This poor lady. She's still alive. Do you imagine being his first victim? And good God.
Well, at least the fucker's dead.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't imagine being her or what's the one woman we just went over from Africa.
Oh, Alison Boltha.
Yeah, goodness gracious.
I
Me and
know.
Eric still talk about that one sometimes. He's like, how the hell did she? I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
She got fucking lucky is what happened.
Like
She
the report-
got lucky.
That's what I tried to tell him. I was like, the report said she literally was probably one stab away from her head being decapitated. So I don't know either, man.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is she held it together and crawled up that hill.
Yeah. But yeah, with Karen, I think she was down there, in her bedroom for 18 hours before her, housemate found her. Like that.
And she survived?
Yeah. Yeah, the interview I was watching of her, it was about 18 hours.
Goodness.
She remained unconscious for 10 days, and although she survived, she was left with permanent brain damage, loss of vision, and loss of hearing. And at the time, it wasn't seen as part of anything larger, just an isolated act of violence.
Less than a month later, another student disappeared.
Linda Ann Healy, a college student, a daughter, someone who had plans for the next morning.
She vanished from her own apartment, taken sometime during the night, and she was never seen again.
over the next few months, it kept happening. Not in the same place, not at the same time, but often enough to notice.
In March, Donna Gail Manson disappeared. On her way to a concert, she never arrived.
In April, Susan Elaine Rancourt walked toward her dorm and never made it inside.
In May, Roberta Kathleen Parks left to meet friends and vanished.
And in June, Brenda Carol Ball disappeared after leaving a bar late at night. Different lives, different routines, different places, but the outcome was always the same.
At first, they didn't seem connected. Different towns, different circumstances.
But the similarities were there. Young women, college students, walking alone.
Then, in June, another disappearance. One that would change everything.
Georgian Hawkins vanished while walking through a well-lit alley on her own campus, just steps away from where she should have been safe.
She didn't scream. There was no struggle anyone could hear. But by morning, there was nothing left behind.
Investigators searched that alley, inch by inch, on their hands and knees, looking for anything.
They found nothing. No evidence, no clear indication of what happened.
But later, he would admit that he returned to that same scene while investigators were still there and quietly took back what he had left behind.
By this point, something was forming. Descriptions that matched, encounters that felt similar, names that began to repeat.
Witnesses described the same man, the same approach, and the same story.
Ted.
And by the time anyone realized, he had already done it again.
By this point, there were already questions, but not answers. Not yet.
What witnesses began describing didn't sound like someone dangerous. It sounded like someone who needed help.
A man, well-spoken, put together, approachable.
Sometimes, he wore a sling. Other times, a cast.
He would approach women in parking lots, on campus, near their cars, and ask for help.
Carrying books, loading something heavy, moving something into his vehicle.
The car was described the same way. A Volkswagen Beetle, light-colored, often reported as tan or beige.
But nothing about it stood out.
Which made it easy to miss. And when he introduced himself, he used his name, Ted. He just didn't care.
Nope.
He was just plain stupid as fuck.
He couldn't have been like a Bill.
You know, it kind of reminds me of, like, Friends, because Phoebe and Joey talk about, you know, that they could pretend to be somebody else, and they literally look at each other, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Ken," and she goes, "Hi, I'm Regina." It's like, see how easy that is?
Right. No, I'm Ted.
I'm Ted. I might as well just give you my social security number while I'm at it.
Didn't Kemper do the same thing? Didn't you just tell him his name was Ed? I don't think he ever told him his last name, but I thought he could have told, like, he just straight up told him his name was Ed.
Oh, yeah, that guy, Jesus.
Or, Gein? Didn't he
was-
just tell them? Like, well, I guess everybody knew who he was. So it
Well,
was
yeah,
kinda,
yeah.
Yeah, everyone knew
Yeah,
Ed.
he was
He-
kind of already locally famous.
I mean, he only killed those, two women?
Yeah, because everybody else is already dead.
Bernice
Yeah.
and,
She not missing. She down my place right now. She's my lampshade. I read books with her. She keeps me company at night, nice and warm.
She keeps it nice and lit in my house for me.
She helps me see while I make some tea. Oh my god. Mama likes her.
so sorry, Bernice. Don't
So yeah,
take-
sorry Bernice. Don't haunt me.
No, it was awful what happened to her, but yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
did.
because Jesus Christ, could you just imagine like
Knowing that, my body's gonna be used as repurposed as a.
I'm gonna be used as a couch cushion now.
I mean, younger, I always thought a mortician was a pretty morbid job, you know, but I mean, it's a necessity.
Didn't you want to be a mortician there for a minute?
I wanted to do
Was it the embalming process or something? Or
he was
Part of the criminals.
I wanted to be a forensic pathologist where he did autopsies.
So similar, just more
But then
crime
the
scene
schooling
related.
scared me away, so now I'm a nurse.
Yeah, 'cause
see, that schooling right there scared me away.
I'd like to do the regular investigating, not really go into their bodies.
But I was thinking of like,
You can-
well, it was just interesting, like
No,
figuring out
everybody
how
else do
someone
that.
like how someone died. And,
But if there's a group project, no, I'll go look for the people. You can
but
look
yeah,
through
I
the
did.
body.
I wanted to be a forensic pathologist, but then the turnover rate was it was very hard to pass, so that scared me away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you gotta have really good eyes for it.
Oh, that and know all the names and like, cut through this, or he had a heart attack. I don't know. You
I'm
gotta
getting
know
better
all
with
the
remembering.
stuff.
Go through his aortic section and dissect at exactly 10 and 12 degrees.
Is that what advanced
What?
the
You
biology
cut
is
through
gonna
the
be like?
wrong part. You screwed it up. I'm sorry.
What? 10 and 12 degrees? Where? What? Right there.
Well, that wasn't the part I cut.
I wasn't told this.
You're fired.
Like, oh shit.
That would be me.
Yeah.
You wanted to keep that?
I always wanted to be a blood splatter analysis to
That'd
see.
be fun though.
Just to
It'd be
see,
cool.
you know, like how the bullet entered somebody, to see where it actually entered at and exited
Or like
at,
a
or like
CSI.
yeah,
crime scene
somebody
investigator.
being hit with a crowbar where the blood actually went, to see, you know, if they were left-handed or right-handed. Like that interests me for
That
some
is,
reason.
yeah.
So it's, man, what is the
We're all
technical name
demented,
for
it's
that
fine.
though? That I don't. That'd be cool too, because I always love that portion of like Forged in Fire and Deadliest Warrior, like where they break down what the bullet or what the weapon did after it entered the body.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
it showed like the different serrations and how you could tell if it was a clean blade or a serrated blade. And then, in July, something changed.
At Lake Sammamish State Park, in broad daylight, multiple women encountered the same man.
He was described as attractive, wearing a white tennis outfit, his arm in a sling.
He approached them one by one, asking for help unloading a sailboat from his car.
Some refused. Something felt off. They walked away.
But not everyone did.
2 women left with him that day. Janice Ann Ott and Denise Marie Nusland.
In the middle of a crowded beach, in broad daylight, surrounded by people.
I guess to him, he just didn't. I mean,
He gave no fucks.
he used his charm. I mean, who like
And
a
I'm
normal
sorry,
person? Like, hey,
but
can
he
you?
was not attractive.
He
What?
asked them to help unload a sailboat from his car. I'm like, what the fuck kind of sailboat you got in your car?
Exactly.
Oh,
And for a beetle to be
There's-
pulling that thing
There's
behind.
no car that's just gonna haul it on top, or in the trunk.
I
take
think
my
like
little
off on a
beetle.
trailer or something. That's why.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
even
but-
that beetle, it's gonna have a hell of a time trying to get
Yeah,
up a
'cause
damn hill with a
Sailboats
boat.
are pretty big.
This motherfucker gave no fucks.
No, he was crazy.
Yeah, Ted Bundy, in 1974, Ted Bundy used a fake arm injury and rose about needing help with a sailboat to lure his victims at Lake Sammamish State Park to his Volkswagen Beetle.
But as soon as they saw the Beetle, they're like, what the fuck's a sailboat? 'Cause the Beetle would fit on most sailboats, so that's why I'm
Exactly.
confused. Like,
So did he have a... I don't
No,
know.
he didn't. He was just a straight liar. And they're like, oh, you got a hurt arm. I'll help you with your sailboat. They saw the Bundy. He's like, gotcha, bitch. The buggy. I meant the buggy, not the Bundy. Close
I wonder
enough.
if the grabber was like based off him, you know,
Jeffrey
because he would
Bundy.
like stop the kids and was like, hey, can whatever, and then he would just...
Hey, you guys
Take-
want to help me with a sailboat in my basement? You want to help me build one?
This guy was fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, right here. Ted Bundy was known to have used the Volkswagen Beetle for his abductions, blah, 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 blah. The Beetle was a light-colored car that he parked near the exit of the parking lot at Lake Sammamish State Park, where he attempted to convince women to help him with the sailboat, which was never present.
That's where my confusion
So he was
is.
straight up like, I'd be like, where's your sailboat at?
So
He'd be
he
like,
never had a
Exactly,
sailboat.
like, you could see from across the parking lot if somebody has a sailboat.
It obviously worked,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it
but
did. That's what I'm saying. Like, did these? I mean,
And I feel like doing
know.
it in the middle of broad daylight, I think he used that as like, well, no one's gonna...
he probably also didn't tell him, help me get the sailboat from my Volkswagen Beetle.
Probably pick it up or something.
Yeah.
Go
So,
get it from the dock or something.
but in that point in time, they probably assumed the same thing, that he needed help unloading his sailboat. Like, oh yeah, where's it at? But yeah, that's insane. But for the same, he did it for the reason it was pure daylight, and it seemed more innocent to ask for help in a parking lot around the lake.
So he was born in 46. Yeah, he was born on Lane's birthday, by the way, November.
No, Lane was born on his
Or-
birthday.
Lane was born on November 24th.
Great.
But
Oh, and you know what? That's when I was diagnosed with my diabetes.
what the fuck? That's right.
That was Ted Bundy's way of getting at me.
Oh my god.
He's like, I can't murder anyone, but guess what? I'm going to make sure your pancreas stops working.
That's fucked up. We're gonna do that. We're gonna blame that on Ted Bundy.
I'm blaming my diabetes on Ted Bundy. Thank
Someone'd
you,
be
little
like, so-
cocksucker.
And you just say Bundy did it, and they're like, what?
What? Yeah, Ted Bundy gave me the diabetes, alright? He fucked me over. I was his last victim.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, I can't actually kill her, so I'm just gonna kill an organ in her body that'll make her slowly die eventually.
Oh my god. So depressing. Hey, we're all dying, unfortunately. Slowly. Somehow.
I'm gonna fucking meet Ted Bundy at the gates of hell and be like, bro, you owe me a new pancreas.
Oh my god. Give me yours.
Give it back, you fucking cocksucker.
Right.
That's the deal I want to make with the
Playing as
devil.
what, a Jeepers Creepers.
You let me box all these dead pedophiles.
Yeah.
If I win, I ain't gotta stay down here with them.
If I win,
Like-
I get to go back up.
It's like, hey man, I might belong in hell, but this is a little too deep. Like, I don't belong this far down.
I ain't that
Yeah,
fucked
but-
Like,
up,
yeah, I didn't
bruh.
do that shit right there. I just didn't
So-
go to church every Sunday and worship like that.
In 74, when he started doing, he was born in 46. So he was how old during this 29,
29.
right? Or 28? If he's born in 30s or 46.
74?
Yeah, so he was like
Yeah.
28 during this time when he first started. Jeez.
Well, he started when he was 3 years old by lining his aunt's body with knives.
Yeah, he started doing some
Yes.
weird shit.
He started doing shit as soon as he came out the fucking womb.
Yeah.
That's probably why his grandpa is his actual father.
Oh,
So is that nurture or nature?
And no one realized what they were seeing.
After that, everything started to connect. Witnesses, descriptions, encounters.
The same man, the same story, the same name.
By the time it became clear, he had already perfected it.
Investigators began comparing cases, looking at timelines, locations, and descriptions.
Tips started coming in. Dozens. Then, hundreds.
People reporting the same man, the same car, a Volkswagen Beetle, light-colored, often described as tan or beige.
But there was no physical evidence. Nothing solid enough to stop him.
Even when his name came up, it didn't stand out.
Clean cut, educated, no criminal record.
Someone you wouldn't suspect. Because it's always them.
Every
Right.
time.
Well, look at Ed Kemper. He's just sitting in the bar with all these cops, being friends with them, you know?
Have you seen those newer TikTok videos where they're like, all those tattoos make you look like a criminal? Then it shows pictures of like Jeffrey Epstein and the Clintons and all
It's
those
like, really?
politicians with no tattoos. And I'm like,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I forgot Joel Osteen.
I'm gonna trust somebody
Joel
with
Osteen. He's creepy.
that.
You have so many fucking houses and you're supposed to...
You're a fucking preacher.
Preach to God.
You should
I don't
have
like
no
him.
offshore accounts because then that takes money away from our fucking
You should
society.
First of all, you shouldn't have a building that big for a church.
And he has several houses.
You should not have a fucking Lamborghini being a preacher. I don't care how much
And he
money
has
you
a
make.
jet.
That's how
You
you know
shouldn't
the
have any
difference
of that
between them
shit.
doing it for money and them actually doing it because they care. Because
I just didn't realize we haven't done one over a cult yet.
We haven't have
No.
Charles Manson.
yeah,
Cult.
That
Yeah,
was
'cause
a bad
He was
cult.
fucking nuts.
he's another one that like very interesting how
He's
people
like-
followed him and his ideas.
I remember
'cause,
watching
like,
an
what
interview
the
with
fuck?
him, and he's like,
I could kill you right now.
with this book in my hand, but I'm not going to because
You
I
don't
never
mean-
killed
what-
someone.
What do you say? You don't mean shit to me or something.
He was crazy.
So I just looked up what is the worst cult in American history. The People's Temple.
What's that?
Is that the
Jim
Jonestown?
Jones.
Jonestown, yep. The Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah, we need to do that one.
Yep. The
Yep.
People's Temple is often cited as the worst cult in American history due to its tragic and violent end, founded by Jim Jones in 1955.
Talked everybody into taking their lives. There was supposed to be a comet passing, and they believed that they died at the same time it passed, they would be able to get on this comet. And it would take them to the real leader, the real God.
Sorry, these people are idiots.
It's all...
Kind of like the cult in Festus.
I mean, you read all these religious books, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was growing up told these were all fairy tales. Like, they're no different than Harry Potter, and these people are dying for it.
Yeah.
By the time investigators realized what they were looking at, it was already happening again.
Another disappearance. Another name. Another life gone.
And by the time anyone understood the pattern, he had already perfected it. So if you guys came across a guy like this,
I don't know. Being ignorant, I'd be like, you know what, you still got another arm, pussy. Get your boat off yourself. Fuck.
if you guys crossed paths with this guy, would you have seen it?
I don't trust anybody.
Me neither, especially after all this. But I feel like a younger me.
I don't want to blame it. I mean, because back in the day, especially, it seems like people were more gullible.
And they were, more trusting.
Well, that's gullible. That's gullibility.
Well, like
that's
my
the
grandma
definition.
said, they would get rides from strangers all the time, and they would drop them off.
And you got to think though, back then too, you didn't have like social media and stuff, so you
Yes,
didn't have any of that to kind of guide you of, hey, let's not get into cars with strangers because
but
you don't know what they're actually capable
Whatever
of.
your
But I
area
mean,
was is what you believe.
Looking at what he did, I mean, he was well dressed, wasn't creepy looking. You know, like he was clean shaved. I don't know.
I just want to know where the attractive part's coming from.
Yeah,
because
he's
every
not.
time I fucking see the dude, I'm like, you've got a fucking perm, bro.
But he was like clean shit. You know, like he didn't look like a bum. Though.
Well, that's what
And
even if I
he-
was a woman back then, I feel like I'd be the same. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. I got something else to do.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not very helpful. I mean, I know it's rude of me, but I'm not very
But then
helpful to strangers. Like
some of these poor women, he was probably who knows how long he was stalking them.
customers. That's about it.
yeah.
Other people, I'm like, sorry about your luck. Like, I've been out in the rain changing my tire. I've been out in the rain waiting for the tow
Well,
truck
like
when my
that
car
poor-
broke down.
with
I'm
Karen
sorry you have to do
Sparks.
it, but I've done it too.
who lived. He obviously was stalking her and went to her basement and beat her with a.
No, I
metal
don't-
rod, and then the
let's just-
Linda Healy,
Yeah, let's
she
just
was-
pass that part. That's fucking.
She was in. He
it's all
took her
fucked
from
up,
her
but
own
oh my
I
room.
wish I could have
God.
taken a crowbar and done that to him.
You said he broke through her bladder.
Yeah, that's what she said in her interview. I was watching.
I don't
her
doubt it.
Interview. Yeah, it was sad.
I mean, she went through it. I mean, I
And
don't doubt anything
lost
she said.
part of her vision. part
She
of
has
her-
brain damage still.
Yeah.
Like, what the? She should have got to legally beat him in the head until he died.
Oh, Oh, I
Well,
would
then
love to have watched
that Linda
I know,
Healy,
like, I'm going to run for president, and these are the things I'm going to let happen.
he just went into same thing. Went to the apartment she was staying in with multiple women, like housemates.
It's not murder, it's assisted
And
execution.
he just took her. And they went and what's messed up is he
It's all
made
messed
her bed,
This is Brian Kohlberger's hero.
and they took off the sheets and found blood on the mattress. So he like took the time to make, and then they found a bloody, I think, nightgown in her closet. So he dressed, I don't know what he did. But anyways, he took the body out, obviously.
So he could do things with it later.
But it made it look like she just left willingly.
Yeah, because he willingly admitted that he came back multiple times to these bodies after.
Yeah, we'll get into that later, but yeah. But
Same
I'm just
mindset.
trying to look at like what back then, you know, like.
But that's the only thing, because I mean, I remember your grandma saying those things too. Like, that's just how it was.
And if
like,
he was just like carrying, but can you help me with? I don't know. Nowadays, I
If
wouldn't.
the
My
majority-
anxiety is too high for
Yeah.
if somebody's to come up and ask me for help, I'd be like, bye.
But the sad
Well,
thing
see, I
is,
never heard those
it
things.
worked because obviously,
my mom always told us to never talk to mother. Don't talk to anybody. Like, and even like when we went to school, she used to tell us strictly there was only her and at the time my stepdad. Like, that was the only two people, not our family members. Like, there's many times I was yelled at for not being home on time. There's many times she called the cops, and I was like, you could have just, came knocked on the door. I was down the hill. Because I was usually in the apartments, but yeah, I don't agree with that either. I mean, I'd never let my kids do that.
my dad yelled at me just walking over to your house that time.
Oh yeah, Carol would fucking freak out if I walked down the hill if I wasn't going to the bus stop. I'm like, you need to calm down.
I mean, people are nuts.
Yeah, I used to sneak out with
Oh yeah, who did it? You know,
Justin, my ex.
Who did it?
Yeah, I just, my anxiety would have been too
Exactly.
bad for me. I would have been like, no, I'm okay. I can't help you. Sorry. I've got my own ailments.
So, like, all these grown-ass men around here, and you're walking up to a group of young girls asking them for help
But
with
the
your
thing
boat.
is, back then, people obviously went with him. That's why he kept doing it. He's like, well,
it was
this
working,
works.
But yeah, that's all it had to lead up to. That's my whole thought. Is like, wherever you were raised, if a majority of the people were good people, you're like, oh, that's
Well,
how
yeah.
most people are going
Right.
to be. But then you run into this guy who, he puts off everything that you're like, oh, this is comforting and kind. And
Well, that's the
I
scary
feel-
thing. He's
he
evil
built
underneath.
it too. Like, he was
Still
a psychology
pissed off that he
major.
took my pancreas.
Yeah. Like,
Fucker.
he knew how to play it because that's what he wanted to do. And like,
Yeah.
it's sad that he went that route because he could have been one of those people to solve a lot of problems.
Oh yeah, he was very smart.
Of
Well,
bu-
just like Ed Kemper.
Exactly.
Very
Well, I
intelligent.
mean, if you ever notice, a lot of them have very high intelligence.
Yes.
And obviously it made them very fucking stupid.
I know. I'm like, you have such high intelligence, but you do stupid stuff. That don't.
It's
How does
because
that
common
make
sense,
that
when you
make sense?
have a high IQ, common sense goes out the door.
That's my thing. Like,
Because they probably think they can obviously get away
is
with
it
it.
because they
Egotistical.
don't have common sense, or is it because like that might have been part of their plan the whole time? Like,
They're
or Kemper, he got bored of it. He finally got bored enough where he's like, no, I killed these people. You gotta come get me. But he just
Like-
really wanted his mom dead. After he did that point, he's like, I'm done.
They're
Yeah.
very ego driven.
Yeah, definitely.
There are some, the ego does help you make mistakes, but a lot of them, I think, they get to a point where they're tired of running. They don't want to do this no more.
No.
Or like BTK, like, he didn't want to get caught until he wanted to be caught. Like, he wanted to be known, but when he was ready.
Yep.
What did he say? He was mad he didn't reach 50?
Well, yeah.
was that-
No, that wasn't him.
That wasn't him? I
That
was about to say, that's still fucked.
Willie Picton, right?
I was about to say that was Willie Picton, I think.
Oh, I was going to say, it wasn't
Yeah, it was Willie Picton.
the fucking homeboy from Ferguson or whatever?
Maury Travis.
Yeah, I thought he was mad too that he didn't get to a certain number.
Oh, Willie Picton was mad because he.
Yeah, he was fucking so many messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel the same. There's no way. I would have just been like, I'm sorry, sir. Every man here, and you're just going to ask a bunch of 16-year-old girls to help you. Like, I know, like, they just wanted to be helpful, but it's also
Well, you
a
gotta
little
think.
eerie.
Teenagers are vulnerable.
Well, think about this. Why Vecna took Will.
And that concludes part 1 of the Ted Bundy case.
The mask. How he was seen before anyone realized what was really there.
In part 2, we'll take a closer look at the victims, the lives that were taken, and the moments where this could have been stopped.
The warning signs that were missed.
If you've been listening to Veil of Echoes, following the show or leaving a review really does help us grow.
Yes, please, please, please leave a review.
It takes less than a minute, but it helps these stories reach more people.
And we really do appreciate you more than you know.
And this Friday, we're stepping away from true crime and on to something else.
A ship that carried thousands across the ocean, but some say not all of them ever left.
The Queen Mary, where footsteps echo through empty halls, voices carry through walls that should be silent, and deep below deck, something may still be there, waiting. Until then, keep your ears open
And the veil closed.